Good morning everyone. Selamat pagi dari Indonesia. Welcome to the virtual room of Global Youth Forum. I hope you guys enjoy watching our live streaming from Bali, Indonesia, because today is the second day of Global Youth Forum. Right now, the virtual session, we have a very special session from our three speakers here. Our session will be talking about Road to Bali, how to engage young people in ICPD agenda. And this Road to Bali is a very special program and special movement by UNFPA Indonesia to engage young people all across Indonesia in a conversation about their life, to giving a solution, and also to giving a recommendation for this Global Youth Forum. We have in our session today 3 special speakers who come from different background and also come from UNFPA Indonesia and also UNFPA in New York. The first speaker is Ms. Lutfia. She is the Youth Advisory Panel from UNFPA Indonesia. The second speaker is Mr. Jose Ferraris, UNFPA Indonesia representative. And the third speaker is Ms. Laura Laski, Technical Specialist, Adolescent and Youth from UNFPA New York. Thank you very much for coming. So, before we start discussion and talk show regarding this Road to Bali, I would like to present you guys the videos, the recap videos of Road to Bali, which combine all of the journey from the young people all across Indonesia in 7 cities. So enjoy the video first. So that's the video of Road to Bali, journey from Jakarta to Bali in Indonesia. We traveled to 6 cities and we meet with 900 Indonesian young people, and they are sharing their dreams, their solution, and their recommendation. So let's get back to the speakers here. I would like to ask my first question to Lutfia. First of all, thank you very much for coming, and welcome to Bali. Yes. As you know that Lutfia is one of our member of Youth Advisory Panel, so she's really active in youth development issues. Lutfia, as we discussed that youth now present 43% of world population. And also in Indonesia, as you can know, that 62 million young people yes. Live in Indonesia. It's about 33% from total Indonesian population. So what do you think are, from this Road to Bali event, are the biggest youth issues that faced by young people in Indonesia?
Okay. Well, there are some of the topics raised throughout the Road to Bali, which is included. The first one is that the need for young people to carry out actions on social issues, and that youth must actively to express their opinions through positive actions. And also the second one is increasing social awareness among youth. And then we also find that the lack of awareness of sexual and reproductive health issues among youth. I think that the curiosity is a positive thing, and we need to ensure that everyone is aware and safe, and that they know the risks and the consequences. And also the last one, we find that the major issues facing youth that came up in various sessions included injuries and death as a result of accidents, including traffic and also workplace, and then the prevalence of drugs and safe drug use, the spread of HIV in youth populations, youth violence, and negative media coverage of youth issues. And then through our discussions, we were also able to identify the 5 priority areas for actions, which are the first ones is the young people and their sexual reproductive health and rights. And the second one is ensuring equal employment opportunities for youth. And the third one is comprehensive educations for youth, including comprehensive sexuality educations, formal, non-formal, and informal educations. And then the fourth priority areas is meaningful youth participations in all stages of the decision-making process and implementations. And the last one is mainstreaming youth diversity in a legal system. And overall, the Road to Bali actually gave Indonesian young people a national and international forum to express their opinions and to discuss the issues that are important to them and express inputs on a broad of 5PD agenda, I think.
Thank you very much. And now I will give a question to Mr. Jose Ferraris. As UNFPA representative here in Indonesia, how UNFPA in Indonesia engage young people into dialogue, because as we know, one of the main core of UNFPA is ensuring a youth potential to be fulfilled, and in Indonesia itself, how do you see that?
Thank you very much, Angga. Well, first and foremost, I would like to welcome you to this virtual forum. But let me start with something a little bit more, as a source of pride, actually, to us working in the Indonesia country office. We're probably one of the very few country office that has actually, full-time engaged a youth advocate. You see this person now in the person of this young man. Angga is a 21-year-old, youth advocate, and is a full-time staff and employee of UNFPA, and he's been around with us for a year already, and hopefully he will stay with us longer. So it was very important for us to really have a bona fide young person, because that was the only way, in my opinion, that we could really reach out, engage, and talk with young people all across Indonesia and with our partners. Now, Lutfia is also a very, very active member of our youth advisory panel. She is still in school, and hopefully when she graduates, she'll be able to join us in many of our multifaceted youth-related activities, but she has been a most effective advocate for youth rights and development in the work that UNFPA country office, does in Indonesia. Now, let me give a little bit of a background to this Road to Bali event. When it was clear that Indonesia was going to be the host of the Global Youth Forum, we have decided with our partner, the National Population and Family Planning Board, the BKKBN, that for this to be truly an inclusive process, to engage young people across in Indonesia, and this is, of course, the world's largest archipelago. It's a vast and extensive country with more than 17,000 islands, so we need to go beyond Jakarta. And we already agreed several months ago that for this process of consultation to involve as many young people all across the country, that we would have to go out and extend the process of consultation with as many young people in as many cities or places that we could do in the span of these 3 or 4 months of preparation. So this all started in July. The inauguration of the Road to Bali event actually was done in partnership with the U.S. Embassy here in Jakarta, which is a wonderful place called At America, and a fully equipped place that is connected, with the latest high-tech equipment that enabled young people. There were 200 young people who were with us during that inaugural event and connected to as many places as possible that the network was able to connect them to. So that was the start of, the Road to Bali event. And as Angga already, shared with you, and in the video that was shown, we went to 7 cities all across Indonesia trying to engage young people here in terms of the most important issues that pertains to them along the lines of the themes of the Global Youth Forum. And in total, I think we were able to engage more than 1,000 young Indonesians, from such faraway places as Jayapura, in Papua, to Palembang in Sumatra, and places in between. We obviously would have loved to go to as many more places than we were able to reach, but we are confident that after having been to 7 cities around Indonesia, that we were able to get the pulse and the feel of youth all across Indonesia, the diversity of young people's experiences and views. And then about 2 weeks ago, we had the final meeting that culminated here, and we got the more active youth leaders in those 7 cities to come here to Jakarta and try to articulate their recommendations in terms of the themes of the Global Youth Forum. And we were very happy. This was the last meeting was a meeting that was sponsored by the Ford Foundation, a partnership with the Ford Foundation. So I'd like to also acknowledge, their very important contribution. And all throughout the consultations that have taken place all across the country, so many more people were involved. Those people coming from universities, from NGOs, from different government offices. And we were very pleased, with the outcome, that we were able to reflect the diversity and the different points of view of youth and young people in Indonesia. So Angga, basically, I was talking more of the process. I believe, Lutvia was able to tell us a little bit more of what were those issues, that Indonesian youth cared so much about. And together, we will not end with the Global Youth Forum. For us, here in Indonesia, we see this as a movement. Whatever happened from July onwards, even what's happening right now in the Global Youth Forum, is basically a youth movement that we would like to nurture, that we would like to support, and we would like to see go forward with the active participation and leadership of young people themselves. So rest assured, UNFPA will be behind the youth movement that we were talking about, and to give voice, to young people here, and then to basically affirm that the future of the International Conference on Population and Development Program of Action actually lies in the hands of young people here in Indonesia. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Pak Pepe. My third question to Bu Laura. We call Miss is Bu in Indonesia, so I call you Bu Laura here. Bu Laura, actually, right now UNFPA is pretty much focused on young people. could you like share to all delegates all over the world that how they, as a young people, can actually contribute to ICPD, and in UNFPA itself, how UNFPA is engaging young people from the perspective of the yourself, like from your expertise.
Okay, thank you for this invitation and welcome to this forum. I think that this is the best example in which UNFPA facilitates the participation of young people here in Bali, but for those who were not able to come here, also virtually. So this is the best example for you to participate. There are still 2 more days to go, and so there are still opportunities for you to engage through questions or through giving us your opinions about how do you see the future of young people in relation to the ICPD, the International Conference on Population and Development. That's one, but that's not the only one. There will be several initiatives, activities throughout the year to review what we have achieved so far in 20 years to deliver the commitments that the countries have subscribed to 20 years ago. And of course, 20 years ago, this was another world, but now we have all this technology. This does not exist in Cairo, so people in Cairo could not participate in this way. They either had to go to the meeting or just learn about it later. So here we have, 20 years later, we have this great opportunity to to participate in another way, even without being present here. UNFPA, in all the countries that we have offices, 140 something, will open the doors to young people to be part of this conversation. We have in many countries youth advisory panels, as the UNFPA office in Indonesia has, but not just with UNFPA. There are many countries like Cambodia, for example, that have youth advisory panels for the whole UN organizations, or some governments that have youth advisory panels in their own structure. So you have UNFPA offices. You need to knock at the doors of those offices to make sure that they open it and facilitate and listen to what you have to say, but also with other civil society organizations, contact your representatives, your youth councils, so that they are able to hear what you want in terms of your perspectives of the agenda of sexual and reproductive health and rights, the agenda of adolescents in general, adolescents development. That includes education, includes youth participation, and include the transition to work. So this is what I have to say. There are many events. Please check the UNFPA website. I don't have every single thing in my mind, but there will be a lot of updates, and so you can check the website and see how you can, concretely get your voices heard.
Thank you very much for the answer. And so it's really clear, guys, that right now you can act your going to UNFPA office and you can really involve in the ICPD agenda, because this ICPD is for all of us, for young people all over the world. For the closing things, I would like to share you a quote from the president, the late president of Indonesia, Mr. Sukarno. One, he said that, "Give me 1,000 old men, and I will pull the mountain from its root. But give me 1 young people, and I will change the world." Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.